Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to explore some of the riskiest houses in the world. These are houses that are either located in dangerous places, built with unconventional materials, or designed with extreme features. Some of these houses are so risky that you might wonder why anyone would want to live there. But for some people, living on the edge is a way of life. It's also terrifying thinking about the people who built the houses in these forsaken areas all around the world. Are you ready to join us on this thrilling adventure? Let's get started.
Hey everyone! Welcome to the Radiant Clues.
1. Solvay Hut, Switzerland. A mountain hut located on the northeastern ridge of the Matterhorn, near Zermatt in Switzerland. It is the highest mountain hut owned by the Swiss Alpine Club, at an elevation of 4,003 meters. It was built in 1917 with a donation from Ernest Solvay, a Belgian chemist and industrialist. It can be used only in case of emergency by climbers who face storms, avalanches, or other dangers on the mountain. It has 10 beds and a radio telephone for communication. It offers a stunning view of the Matterhorn and the surrounding peaks, but also a reminder of the risks and challenges of mountaineering. 2. Phoenix House, USA. A tiny home that sits on a lava field on Hawaii's Big Island, near the base of the Kilauea volcano. It is a unique and adventurous vacation rental that offers stunning views of the steam produced by the lava flowing into the sea. It is named Phoenix House because it is literally rising from the ashes of volcanic activity in the area. It was designed by Will Bielhars, founder of Artistry, a sustainable tourism company. Phoenix House is a place where guests can experience the beauty and power of nature, and also reflect on their own transitions and rebirths. 3. Lea Island. This house is the only structure on the island, which is uninhabited and has no vegetation or fresh water. It was built in the 1950s by members of a hunting club who use it as a base for hunting puffins. The house has no electricity or plumbing, and can only be reached by boat or helicopter. The house has become a popular subject of urban legends and internet memes, with some people claiming that it belongs to a billionaire or a singer. 4. Meteora Monasteries, Greece. Imagine you are standing on the edge of a cliff, looking at a breathtaking view of towering rocks and ancient monasteries. You are in Meteora, Greece, one of the most thrilling and awe-inspiring places on Earth. Meteora means suspended in the air, and that's exactly how the monasteries look like. They seem to defy gravity and cling to the sheer cliffs with no visible support. They were built by monks who sought spiritual isolation and closeness to God, away from the turmoil and invasions of the Ottoman Turks. The monks used ropes, ladders, and baskets to reach the top of the rocks and to transport materials and supplies. They carved out caves and chambers in the rocks and decorated them with frescoes and icons. They also built churches, libraries, refectories, and cells for their daily life and worship. The last one is now a nunnery and was featured in the James Bond film For Your Eyes Only. 5. Danakil Depression, Ethiopia. A geological depression located in the Afar region of Ethiopia, near the border with Eritrea. It is one of the lowest and hottest places on Earth, with an average annual temperature of 34 degrees Celsius and a record high of 55 degrees Celsius. It is also one of the driest places on Earth, with an average annual rainfall of less than 200 millimeters. Danakil Depression was formed by the divergence of 3 tectonic plates, the African, Arabian, and Somali plates. This process created a rift valley that is still active and widening at a rate of 1 to 2 centimeters per year. The depression is filled with volcanic features, such as lava lakes, hot springs, geysers, salt domes, and sulfur fields. 6. Liechtenstein Castle, Germany. Have you ever dreamed of living in a fairy tale castle, surrounded by beauty and romance? Well, you might want to think twice before you pack your bags and move to Liechtenstein Castle in Germany. This stunning Gothic structure was built in 1842 on an escarpment overlooking the Chaz River. It was inspired by the novel Liechtenstein by Wilhelm Hoff and features a drawbridge, a dungeon, and a chapel. It was built in a pseudo-medieval style which was very unfocused. The most striking feature of the property is that the castle's outer wall is built right on the edge of a cliff. The vertiginous view is enough to unsettle even the boldest of tourists. Architects claim that the castle is structurally sound, but any shift in the foundation could cause the building to collapse. It sounds like a perfect place for a prince or a princess, right? Wrong. The castle is perched on a cliff that is 820 feet above the river and 2,680 feet above sea level. A strong wind or an earthquake could cause it to collapse at any moment. Not to mention the hassle of carrying groceries up those steep stairs. The castle may look like a fairy tale, but living here would be more like a nightmare. 7. Takasujian, Japan. If you are looking for a peaceful place to enjoy a cup of tea, you might want to visit Takasujian in Japan. This unique tea house was built by architect Terunobu Fujimori on top of 2 extended tree trunks in Chino, Nagano Prefecture. The tea house is only 29 square feet and can fit 4 people on tatami mats. It has a circular window that offers a panoramic view of the forest. It sounds like a cozy and relaxing place, right? Wrong. The tea house is so high that it means a tea house too high, and it certainly lives up to its name. The tea house waves with the wind and the trees and could fall down if the trees are damaged or cut down. To access it, you have to climb a ladder that is attached to one of the trunks. And don't even think about going to the bathroom, because there isn't one. The tea house may look like a Zen retreat, but living here would be more like a daredevil stunt. 8. Sutajin House, Russia. The Sutajin House in Russia was once considered the tallest wooden house in the world. It was built by local entrepreneur Nikolai Petrovich Sutajin over 15 years without any permits or plans. He wanted to create his own version of an American skyscraper using scrap wood and metal, dominating the skyline of Arkhangelsk, a city in Russia's far northwest. It's believed to be the world's tallest wooden house, soaring to reach 144 feet, about half the size of the Tower of Big Ben. Sufyan began building in 1992. In the original plans, it was only going to reach 2 stories high like a normal house, yet he was inspired by the vernacular architecture and wooden houses of Japan in Norway to keep going. First I added 3 floors, but then the house looked ungainly like a mushroom, he told the Daily Telegraph in a 2007 interview. So I added another, and it still didn't look right, so I kept going. He kept adding floors and extensions until the house had 13 floors. It sounds like an impressive feat of engineering, right? Wrong. The house was made of poor quality materials and had no plumbing or electricity. The house was condemned by authorities several times, but Sutajin refused to demolish it until he was arrested for racketeering. It was also very unstable and prone to fire hazards. In 2008, it was partially demolished by the authorities, and in 2012, it burned down completely. The house may have looked like a towering achievement, but living here would be more like a death trap. 9. Catchy Pillar, Georgia. This is a natural limestone monolith that rises 130 feet above the ground and has a tiny church on its top. The church is one of the most isolated and scared places in the world, and only a few brave monks have dared to live there for centuries. The Catchy Pillar is located in the village of Catchy, near the town of Meteora in western Georgia. It is surrounded by beautiful scenery and has a rich history and legend. The locals believe that the pillar is a symbol of the true cross and a gateway to heaven. The church on top of the pillar was built in the 13th century and dedicated to Saint Maximus the Confessor. The hermitage was abandoned in the 15th or 16th century due to wars and natural disasters. The pillar remained unexplored and unclimbed until 1944, when a group of mountaineers reached its summit and discovered the ruins of the medieval hermitage. The religious activity on the pillar was revived in the 1990s, when a local monk named Maxim Kaftaradze decided to restore the hermitage and to live there as a modern stylite. He climbed the pillar with a ladder and rebuilt the church and the cells with the help of volunteers and donations. He also installed solar panels, a bathroom, and a TV on the rock. He lived there for 20 years, only descending once or twice a week to pray at the church at the base of the pillar and to interact with visitors. 10. Refuge Jean-Antoine Carrel, Mount Matterhorn. A mountain hut located on the southwest ridge of the Matterhorn, near the Swiss border. The refuge is named after Jean-Antoine Carrel, a local guide who made the first ascent of the Matterhorn via this ridge in 1865. The refuge is situated at an altitude of 12,566 feet and offers a spectacular view of the Matterhorn and its surroundings. The refuge is also a base for climbers who want to tackle the Southwest Ridge, also known as the Lion Ridge, one of the most challenging and dangerous routes to the summit of the Matterhorn. The refuge has 50 beds and is always open. It was inaugurated in 1969 and partially renovated after a major landslide that affected this side of the mountain in 2002 to 2003. Near the refuge, there is a platform that serves as a landing point for helicopters. 11. Castellfollit de la Roca, Spain. It is located in the Garaxa volcanic area, near the Pyrenees Mountains. The village is famous for its dramatic location on a narrow basalt cliff that rises 160 feet above the confluence of the Fluvia and Toronel rivers. The cliff was formed by the overlaying of two lava flows and has a length of almost 1 kilometer. The village has a population of about 1,000 inhabitants and a history that dates back to the Middle Ages. The name Castellfollit de la Roca means Castle of the Fullers on the Rock, and refers to the ancient occupation of wool processing that was practiced in the area. The village has a picturesque old town with stone houses, narrow streets, and a Gothic church dedicated to Saint Salvador. The church has a bell tower that offers a panoramic view of the village and its surroundings. 12. Island House, Serbia. The Island House in Serbia is one of the most isolated and romantic houses in the world. It was built by a local couple in 1968 on a rock in the middle of the Dina River near the town of Bajina Basta. The house has a simple wooden structure with a roof and windows. It has no electricity or water supply and can only be accessed by boat or helicopter. The house offers a stunning view of the river and the surrounding mountains, but it also faces some challenges such as storms, floods, and isolation. It sounds like a perfect place for some quality time with your partner, right? Wrong. The house has survived many floods, storms, and vandalism over the years and has become a popular tourist attraction and a symbol of resilience. But it could also be washed away or damaged by any natural or human-made disaster at any time. And don't expect any privacy or comfort here, as the house is small, cramped, and cold. The house may look like a love nest, but living here would be more like a survival test. 13. Tiger's Nest Monastery, Paro Taksang. Tiger's Nest Monastery, also known as Paro Taksang or Taksang Palphug Monastery, is a sacred, Vajrayana Himalayan Buddhist site located in the cliffside of the Upper Paro Valley in Bhutan. According to legend, Guru Padmasambhava flew to this site on the back of a tigress to subdue a local demon and then stayed in a cave for 3 months. The cave is now part of a monastery complex that was built in 1692 by Giles Tenzin Rabgi, a reincarnated lama. The monastery has 4 main temples and 8 caves, each with a shrine dedicated to different aspects of Guru Padmasambhava. The monastery is perched on a rocky ledge at an elevation of 10,240 feet, about 3,000 feet above the valley floor. It offers a spectacular view of the Paro Valley and the surrounding mountains. These are just some of the riskiest houses in the world. There are many more examples of houses that defy gravity, logic, or common sense. Would you ever live in one of these houses? Let me know in the comments below.
Hey, thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.